Meet TJ, a Denver Broncos fan from London. He is an expert on everything Denver Broncos, except his take that the 2015 no-fly zone defense was somehow better than the Legion of Boom.
I'm taking the 2015 Broncos over the 2013 Seahawks.
That's crazy, bro. I'm about to walk out. That's crazy.
I'm trying
over the 13 Seahawks.
Over the 13 Seahawks. Fair enough, they were great. They were great. Legion of Boom were insane. One of the best of all time. They had a lot of hype, bro. I fear they might have been a tiny, tiny bit overrated. Not because they were bad.
Which was really interesting. So I had to ask him everything 2010s football. The 2013 Broncos, Super Bowl 49, why Aaron Rodgers only has one ring, the greatest game ever played, and much, much more. Live from the NFL headquarters in London, England. So, we're here again in London, England, with one of the biggest English Broncos fans of all time. My boy TJ, how we doing today?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Appreciate you, man. How are you?
Doing good, man. And actually, before I start, I got to tell you how I found you. So I think I was scrolling one day, maybe like 6 or 7 months ago. And then I remember you seeing it was like college football versus, I think, no, you were just describing college football.
Yeah.
And like your voice was like slowing down and going up and down. And I was literally dying so much. I had to send it to Paul. I was like, bro, this is so funny.
Oh, it was the Griffin videos.
Yeah.
Were like, oh, I hate watching them back.
Really?
Yeah, I hate watching them back. I just cringe, man. I'm like, damn, you're 26 years old. Do you know what I mean? But they get views, so do you know what I'm saying?
Nah. Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, so my first question really, because we're gonna get into everything. But my first question is really, how are you a Denver Broncos fan from London, England?
I get that question a lot, but I want to tell you like some really cool story about like how my auntie lived in Denver, or like I have, like a granddad gave me like a whatever. Bro, I think it was like 2010, 2011. I started getting into NFL because of Lil Wayne, and I was like, okay, cool. I was watching like highlights for a few months, and I was like, I should probably choose a team now. So I put every NFL team into a random name selector. I spun it, got the Denver Broncos. Did a bit of research on the Denver Broncos. They're about to sign Peyton Manning. Obviously, I think they had Demaryius Thomas there at the time. And then I think the year after, that year, they drafted Von Miller. So I was like, okay, cool. Like, we've actually got a good team. Peyton Manning's coming. So I was like, yeah, cool. I guess I'm a Denver Broncos fan now.
Dang, that is insane.
Yeah.
That's crazy luck, because you literally got it like right at the start of the Peyton Manning era.
Oh, man, 100%. And like, that's the thing, because I got into American football because I used to watch highlights on YouTube of like NFL in slow-mo. I remember like one of the first videos I saw was best wide receiver catches, and I think it was like a Bengals wide receiver doing like a front flip or something.
Oh yeah, Jerome Simpson.
Yeah. And I was like, yo, that might have been like 2012-ish, around that time. But like that's what really kind of like picked it up. But I remember I just used to watch these videos on YouTube, like back in the early days of YouTube, and I would put like Yeezus on in the background, and like I'd like sync it up with the video, and I'd be like whatever. And then obviously I started listening to Lil Wayne, and Lil Wayne had this song called Green and Yellow about the Green Bay Packers, and I was like, yo, I might have to support the Green Bay Packers. Saw the Green Bay Packers then won that year's Super Bowl, and I was like, I'm not trying to be a glory hunter. So I went back in, chose all the teams. Obviously at the time, the Jaguars were really big in the UK because I think it's Shahid Khan. He had obviously brought the team over. He tried to like buy Wembley Stadium and all that type of thing. And so like the Jaguars were like really, really big in the UK. But I think I speak for a lot of Brits when I was like, I'm not trying to support the Jaguars, man. I'm not trying to root for the Jaguars.
That's 100% valid. I'm happy that you chose the Broncos over Jazz, because yeah, it's rough over there.
So rough.
But wait, so you started watching like the NFL solely based off of Lil Wayne?
Pretty much, yeah. Lil Wayne would just always talk about the Green Bay Packers, and I was like, bro, you're from New Orleans. What's going on here? But then obviously I was like, cool, like Lil Wayne, like he was my favorite rapper. I used to like listen to Lil Wayne religiously as a child, and then obviously he dropped that Green and Yellow song. I started like looking at American football a bit more, and like this was around the time when I just got into secondary school, so it's like our version of like middle school in the US, and like I was a pretty big kid, so like they made me play rugby, and I hated rugby. So by default I was like, oh, American football's the same. But then when I see Lil Wayne talking about American football, do you know what I mean? Over here we don't have Skepta talking about rugby. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So when I saw Lil Wayne talk about American football, I was like, okay, cool, it must be a pretty big thing. So yeah, I just started watching the YouTube highlights, started getting into it. And then kind of from there, like I just fell in love with it. And then I bought Madden. That was a big thing.
What was your first Madden that you ever had?
I think the first one I had was like Madden 12, but then like my parents took my PS3 for a bit, so I didn't get Madden the next year. I don't think I got it the year after that. But the first Madden where like I locked in, like the first Madden where I was like, cool, like I'm gonna beat anyone, was Madden 25, which was like, a lot of people will think it's 2025, but nah, it was a 25th anniversary. Adrian Peterson on the front cover, and when I started playing Madden and like learning like the positions, the whatever, that's when I was like, yo, this might be the greatest sport in the world.
That's so crazy. Off of Madden 25.
Off of Madden.
Madden 25 was one of my favorite Maddens. I had, because I started off Madden 13 on the Wii and then also the Wii U. But
Nice.
I didn't have an Xbox One, so I couldn't play Madden 25.
Yeah.
But I could only play like at my friend's house. And that just felt like a whole different game. Like, and I'd play out the 360 version.
Yeah,
so not
yeah.
even the next gen one. But it just felt so futuristic, and I love all the rosters, because 2013 NFL season, I feel like that's my favorite season I ever watched.
Yeah.
So, man, Madden 25 was just...
What was going on in 2013 season?
I don't know. Well, I have a little bit of bias because that was my first full NFL season I watched. But everything was insane. Like Peyton Manning's 5,000 yards, like greatest passing season of all time.
55 TDs.
Insane. Then the Seahawks, Legion of Boom, that was their year that, oh my goodness, it felt like they couldn't do any wrong. Like the defense that was just...
I remember that 23rd. Oh gosh, bro, you got me digging deep, bro. I remember, I was like, obviously during the playoffs, like we knew as Broncos fans we were the best team. I'm like 14 years old, by the way, like start like looking up stats and whatever. And I remember saying to myself, I was like, I just don't want the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. I don't know why, like, the Legion of Boom was just scary. Like, as a 14-year-old kid, I used to look at the Legion of Boom in the regular season, and I was like, these dudes are villains. Like, these are evil. Cam Chancellor, Richard Sherman. Do you know what I mean? Back then, Russ was cooking. Like, Russ was like one of those QBs where, like, I feel like kids these days will clown on Russ, but they don't know that, like, back then Russ was like that. Do you know what I'm saying? And it was before he lost his legs. I just remember that 2013 season. And then obviously they have the NFC Championship versus the 49ers, I want to say. Man, I wanted to play the 49ers so bad in the Super Bowl. If we played the 49ers, we would have beat the brakes off the 49ers. And then obviously you have Richard Sherman, the tipped pass, interception. And I remember just seeing the Seahawks get into the Super Bowl, and I was like, we've lost.
Really?
Turn on the... Bro.
So you knew that you guys were going to lose.
I knew we would... Bro, I knew we were done when the Seahawks got to the Super Bowl, because that Seahawks team, they weren't just good. They had vibes, man. Like, when your team's got a nickname, the Legion of Boom, bro, come on now. Do you know what I'm saying? So then when I see them get to the Super Bowl, I was like, okay, cool. Like, we're going to lose, but maybe we've got a chance. I didn't think it was going to be that bad, bro. I didn't think it was going to be that bad. I turned it off, I think, in the mid-second quarter. And I remember saying to myself, I was like, cool. You know when you're a kid and you're like, you know when you're waiting for the game to load, and you're like, if I go do something else and I pretend like I don't care, the game will load faster. Yeah. So I thought to myself, cool, if I go and do something else, if I go sleep, I'm going to wake up, we would have won the Super Bowl. Bro, I must have went to bed when it was like 21-3. I wake up, it's like 55-10. Bro, that was like the first... My British football team is Aston Villa in it. So like, I've always expected Aston Villa to just be bad. But the Broncos... Bro, guys, I know cameras are laughing. The Broncos, like, we were good. That was my first childhood heartbreak. That Super Bowl. It was peak, bro.
That's insane. And people don't talk about how... Because it was a blowout. But that was one of the most hyped Super Bowls ever. Because it was number one offense versus number one defense. Yeah, man. Peyton Manning, 5,400 yards, most passing yards ever. And then, like, 55 touchdowns, most passing touchdowns ever. And it was just like, who's going to win, you know? But literally, defense literally wins championships.
Defense wins. And that's...
And it was legit like the last great defense we've ever seen.
Ooh, Broncos 2015.
All right, bro.
Broncos,
They had a good secondary, but...
No fly zone.
They had a good secondary.
Von Miller.
But, like, you're talking about, like, legendary. Like, 2013 Seahawks, they might be, like, top 4 defense of all time. Like, because you have 85, not in order, but you have, like, 80... Well, actually, in order. You have 85 Bears, yeah. 2000s Ravens. Yeah. Then you could say, like, 02 Bucks, and then, like, you could throw in, like, I forget which year, but you can throw in a Steelers team from the 70s. Yeah, and then 2013 Seahawks, I think they're, like, 5th, for sure. And then after that, like, you can add a couple.
Shall I be so real with you?
Yeah.
I'm taking the 2015 Broncos over the 2013 Seahawks.
That's crazy, bro. I'm about to walk out. That's crazy.
I'm
over the 13 Seahawks.
Over the 13 Seahawks. I'll be so real. Obviously, I'm gonna have a bit of bias, and I slightly do. I hate that version of the Seahawks for what they did to us. But I will say this: the Legion of Boom. Fair enough, they were great. They were great. Legion of Boom were insane. One of the best of all time. They had a lot of hype, bro. They had the 2015 Broncos. We weren't hyped. Everyone was like, "Oh, they're a great defense," but they got Brock Osweiler at quarterback. That 2013 Seahawks team, they were great, but I fear they might have been a tiny, tiny bit overrated. Not because they were bad, but just like I hear people taking them over the 85 Bears, and I'm like, whoa, now. Do you know what I'm saying? Maybe this is just me reacting off of Twitter arguments.
Yeah,
but I would take the 2015 Broncos. Like, we had Aqib Talib, Von Miller. I always forget who the other edge rusher that we got from Dallas the off season before. But like we had dogs on that defense, like serious dogs. And then you see it, and then that's another thing. The Seahawks, they beat the number one offense. Fair enough. Beat the number one offense in 2013.
Of all time, though. That's the thing. They literally beat the best offense we've ever seen.
And they beat the Breaks.
They beat them 43-8.
Yeah, you make a good point. But then also, we beat Superman.
Yeah, but even Cam, like, I'm not saying, like, he carried a lot that team. Like, it wasn't like that team was really, really good. They had the number 2 defense, but you look around Cam, there was no one.
Yeah, he didn't have any stars. He didn't have any stars.
Like, versus, like, the defense that Seahawks, the Seahawks literally played the number 1 offense of all time.
Yeah.
Like, they played against Peyton Manning. Like,
yeah. That's the thing. Like, I think that's the most painful part, is that we had the number 1 offense of all time. And all we've got to show for it is like an AFC championship.
Yeah.
That AFC championship versus Brady, that was our Super Bowl. I think we beat Brady in the Super Bowl, and we were like, cool, if we can beat Brady, we can beat anyone.
Talking about in 2015 or 2013?
In 2013.
Oh, 2013. Okay, yeah.
Did we beat Brady in the AFC championship?
Yeah, in 15 as well.
Yeah. And obviously, we go to the Super Bowl, we're like, cool, if we can beat Brady, we can beat anyone. Russell. That 2014 Super Bowl, Patriots, Seahawks, that is the first time that I've ever rooted for Tom Brady in my life.
Really?
Bro.
Oh, yeah, because
I wanted blood, bro. I was like, Tom, if you're going to do anything for me, humble these guys, please.
It's one of those games that, like, where, like, you just be chilling, and then you just remember that they lost. Like, they actually lost. The Seahawks actually lost on the 1 yard line. Like, man, the world would have just been so much different. Like, back-to-back Super Bowls, like...
Russ might have gone down as, like, one of the greatest of all time. Low-key. 2
Super Bowls in first 3 years?
Yeah. Like, and he, like, imagine saying that I won a Super Bowl when Ben Roethlisberger was kicking, when Tom Brady was kicking, when Aaron Rodgers was kicking,
when Joe Flacco was kicking,
bro. We can't forget about Joey F, bro. That's another guy that made me fall in love with.
Dang, Joe Flacco?
Yeah, bro. Because I know you love Joe Flacco, bro. I can't lie, bro. I love Joe Flacco. No way. Guy, obviously, I don't love him for what he did in the 2012 AFC Championship game.
That's what I was about to say.
That was also a heartbreak. But at that time, I was like, okay, cool. Like, we're still okay. But like Joe Flacco in Baltimore, bro, that levels. Again, kids these days will look at Joe Flacco and be like, oh, he's a veteran quarterback. What do you guys call quarterbacks who like play for loads of different teams?
Journeyman.
He's a journeyman quarterback. Nah, bro. Joe Flacco was cooking in Baltimore in those early 2010s. Do you know what I'm saying? And then you also, who was that Bengals quarterback as well? I always forget his name.
Andy Dalton.
I'm talking about Cardinals. Carson Palmer.
Yeah, Carson Palmer.
Bro,
I liked him in Madden.
Bro, he's another one that made me fall in love with NFL. I used to watch the Cardinals and Carson Palmer. I used to be like, damn, who is Carson Palmer? Looks like an accountant, bro. Who is this guy that's like getting like arguments for MVP and stuff? So that whole the whole early 2010s NFL. I think if you're like our age, a lot of people will be like, yo, that was like one of the greatest times.
Yeah, no, man. It's a walk down memory lane, because what I hate on social media, I always see all this, like, when they say, like, NFL 2010s, they always show clips from 2015 onwards. They never talk about the early 2010s.
Yeah.
Like the Andy Daltons, the Carson Palmers, the Joe Flaccos, the
The Blake Bortles, bro.
Yeah, the Blake Bortles.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, bro. Like, because that's where I grew up on. Because my first game I ever watched was Ravens Broncos 2012.
Oh, okay.
I still think that's the greatest game I've ever seen. I think it's the greatest game in history of NFL.
Damn.
Because you have a kick return, you have a punt return, you have 6 passing touchdowns, you have a game-winning walk-off field goal in double OT. Like, there's not more you can ask for in that.
That's true. That's true. I think it's definitely up there. I'd probably go with, and it's been said, but like I watched it live and I was like, this is insane. It's got to be Rams Chiefs.
Oh, really?
I can't remember the score. I think it was like 55-45, something like that.
It was like 58, 50s. It was in the 50s. They both scored 50s.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
But in the Coliseum?
That's what I miss too, man. I wish the Rams still played there. If they had those old uniforms and they played in the Coliseum, like, those night games had so much aura.
Bro.
It's just...
Because the Coliseum, like... You'd like USC isn't selling out the Coliseum these days. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, oh, that's true. Yeah.
The Rams were packing out the Coliseum like back then, and then like you'd have all the celebs coming down as well at the Coliseum. Obviously, Snoop was always there, but it's LA. Snoop's always gonna be there.
Yeah, that's so true. I remember seeing like, I think it was a divisional 2018. I remember seeing like LeBron and all the Lakers.
Yeah.
Stuff. Yeah.
The new look Rams and that. That's another thing. Like, the Rams, their jerseys now, dead. I hate their jerseys. The logo's cool. I get it, but they go for like this kind of like this more neon blue, yellow. Kids these days need to look at the St. Louis Rams jerseys, man. That deep blue with like the crimson gold.
Todd Gurley, man.
Todd Gurley. Oh,
that's one of his favorite players. Todd Gurley.
Yeah. Tavon Austin. Yeah. Man. Sam Bradford.
Yeah. Sam Bradford. Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, that's
I used to feast on that boy in Madden though. Like in my franchise career.
Yeah.
Barbecue chicken,
bro. Every time you start a St. Louis Rams Madden career in like Madden 25, Sam Bradford trade block.
Yeah, every time.
Trade block, bro. Let's go draft a proper QB. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So how is it like even just like watching the NFL, like, because like how I'm talking to you, like I thought like it feels like I'm just talking to another American that watches every game. I know for you have to watch at like 4 a.m. So how do you be doing it,
bro? Like I don't think my sleep pattern has ever recovered, because I started watching this like when I was like 12, 13, bro. Like
during school,
bro. I used to, man, like you're bringing back memories now, bro. I remember like I'd like watch football with my dad on Sundays, because like British football, European football. So my dad's a Chelsea fan, so if Chelsea was on, we'd always watch Chelsea or whatever was on. And the Live Ford Super Sunday game normally finishes, what, Chris, like, finishes like 7 o'clock, 6:30, 7 o'clock?
Yeah, around them.
Yeah, it finishes about 6:30, 7 o'clock. So then that would finish, but obviously my dad had a Sky Sports subscription. And like, immigrant households, if you got a Sky Sports subscription as a kid, you're living. So then like, you have the Sky Sports subscription, my dad would be like, okay, cool, like, he's done with the TV. So I put on NFL. So I'd watch NFL from like the early slate up until like 9, 10 o'clock. My mum would be like, cool, like go to bed, you got school tomorrow. So I'd go upstairs and then I'd pull up, because like back these times, like I'd be like, oh dad, like I need your login and password for whatever. And I'd just like pull up Now TV or something on my phone. My like iPhone 5, bro. And bro, this is one thing that like, bro, you're getting me in my feels, bro. This is one thing like I now need to like to watch NFL like a big screen. Back then, bro, I was watching NFL like this tiny iPhone 5 under my covers, 2 o'clock in the morning. Do you know what I'm saying? That's how I watched Super Bowl 50 on my iPhone. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yo.
So then, yeah, bro, you're like, any British NFL fan will know, you're up if you're dedicated. Once that late slate game starts, like 1:30 in the morning, you're there till like 3:30, 4 o'clock. Do you know what I'm saying? And to this day, like, even now, because like now this is like my like full-time thing, but like when I was like, bro, like try having a career and try to like watch NFL in the UK, it's tough, man. Like Sundays, you're staying up until like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Got to be up at 7 o'clock for work the next day. People are asking you why you're tired. How are you supposed to say, oh, it's because I watched the Jags versus the Saints last night? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's tough. Whoever invented time difference, bro, they need to step outside.
Nah, for real, bro. That's so insane. Cause last year when I was in Newcastle at his dorm, and I'm watching Ravens Bengals on Thursday Night Football, and the game ended at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
And we won on a game-winning touchdown, like with you know, when we won a game-winning touchdown. And I'm just thinking, like, now, like, if we would have lost that game, I would have been so heated. Like, to stay up all that. Bro. And then, luckily, I didn't have to go to school after that.
Yeah.
You know, but, like, I can't imagine staying up, like, 4 a.m. routinely, and your team isn't winning, and you have to go to school the next day. But, like, that really tests your dedication and fandom. So that's props to you. Because I know that also the Broncos weren't really that good for a long time.
Bro.
So you were staying up at 4 a.m. to watch
I was saying,
Trevor
bro.
Siemian.
Trevor Siemian. 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm watching Trevor Siemian run checkdowns, bro. I was, that's the reason I got into college football. Because
of Trevor Siemian.
Because of Trevor Siemian, bro. Trevor, like, I hope he's watching this. Trevor Siemian, thank you. But also, like, do you know what I mean? Like, you made me hate the Broncos so much. I was like, cool, I'm just gonna watch a completely different league. But yeah, like those times it was tough. Obviously, it's getting better now. Like, that's why I always like love the NFL London games, because like you get to watch it at 2:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
But like, Broncos last week on Thursday Night Football, bro. I was up until what, like 4:30 for a 10-7 game.
That's insane.
Long, bro.
That's so crazy. Cause I remember the Ravens played the Jags in London in 2017, and I was so happy that, like, you know, it was so crazy. Like, oh, we get to wake up at like 9 o'clock and watch it, and then we lost. We got smacked 44-7, and I was thinking, like, bro, I really woke up early just to watch the game. I knew nothing, like, compared to what you guys have to do.
Oh, bro, yeah, we do that, bro. The worst one, and I know it's like different sport. World Series Game 3, a couple weeks ago.
Oh,
between the
I didn't know you watched baseball. That's
bro.
crazy.
I'm big MLB fan, bro. I wanted the Blue Jays to win that game so bad. I might have had money on it, but I wanted the Blue Jays to win that game so bad, bro. 18 innings, bro. Bro, I went to bed at 6:30 in the morning.
Does that even count as going to bed?
Bro, like, thankfully, I didn't have anything the next day, so I did have a cheeky 2 o'clock wake time in the afternoon. But even my girl was like, the game didn't go on for that long. I was like, nah, like, boo, like, this went on until 6:30 in the morning. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be dedicated.
18 innings of baseball, like that.
Bro. And then I go on Twitter, and there's Americans complaining, be like, oh, I had to stay up until 1 a.m. Like, bro, come on now. You got it easy. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then also, like, with your fandom, too, like, I always thought it was, like, maybe, like, you turned on the game, you saw Peyton Manning. I thought that was, like, why you started.
Nah.
It goes way deeper than that.
Way deeper, man. But that's the thing. Like, Peyton Manning is still, like, my favorite player of all time, like, easily. He properly made me fall in love with American football. And like, that's the thing with Peyton Manning. Like, if Peyton Manning existed today, I don't think I'd like him as a quarterback.
Oh yeah.
His throwing mechanics are a bit strange. Do you know what I mean? Like, like a lot in the shoulder, like painfully slow. But there's just something about the sheriff, man. Like, it's Peyton Manning.
Yeah, 100%. Where do you have him in your top QBs of all time?
Okay, cool. Are we doing the top football players of all time?
Nah, just top QBs.
Or the top QBs?
In top football player, I think Deion Sanders is the best, but it just in...
Deion Sanders and Tom Brady are tied for top players.
Okay.
Tom Brady is the best American football player of all time. He's not the best quarterback of all time, though.
Oh, hold up, bro. Hold up.
The best quarterback of all time is Aaron Rodgers.
I've seen that. I've seen a lot of people think that.
Bro, I was watching Aaron Rodgers highlights yesterday. This guy, in his prime, was genuinely a footballing god, bro. Like, any throw you want him to make, he can make it. Any platform, he can make it. He can run out the pocket. He can get extra yards on the ground. Bro, he can hit the sideline. Bro, he's hitting buckets that don't even exist. Bro, what people think Patrick Mahomes is now, that is what Aaron Rodgers was back then. He just didn't have Travis Kelce. He still had Jordy Nelson, but who else did he have? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I watched him for the first time live in the was
Ireland.
that Dublin or London game?
Dublin, yeah.
Bro, it was so satisfying. The mechanics, it was.
And he's 39. No, he's 40 now, bro.
41.
41.
Yeah.
Bro, Green Bay A-Rod on Sunday Night Football prime time. This dude was doing things that I've never seen before. So he's my number one quarterback of all time, easily. Number 2, QB, Dan Marino. QB.
You know ball. Thank you.
Number 2. Yeah, number 2 QB. You. Bro, Dan.
People don't talk about that.
Bro, it's because people don't go back and watch the tape.
That's exactly.
You know
They say they see 0 rings, they're like, oh, he must be trash.
He must be trash.
But Dan Marino is literally your favorite QB's
favorite QB. Bro, thank you. Bro, the way that Dan Marino threw in American football was like that. Like, if you want to teach a young person, this is the perfect way to throw football. You show him Dan Marino. Do you know what I'm saying? And like he's got like insane plays. Like these days, kids would probably be like, oh, what, like a fake spike? That's nothing, bro. Back in those days, bro, a fake spike was like, do you know what I mean? You don't fake a spike, do you know what I'm saying? And then if you watch the ball that he threw to the wide receiver as well, the cornerback clocked that he was fake spiking it. So now he's throwing a contested ball, and the ball was perfect. So number 2 would be Dan Marino. So yeah, 1 Rodgers, 2 Marino. 3, I'll go Peyton Manning. 4, I'll go Drew. Oh.
Can I say something?
Go on.
No, Joe Montana is crazy.
Do you know the thing with Joe? I think, because Joe could easily be there. He could easily be there. But when you have Joe Montana, who does crazy things, and then his QB2 comes in, and it's Steve Young, people start looking at Joe like, oh, were you that good? Obviously, Joe Montana was better than Steve Young. But when Steve Young obviously comes into the 49ers in like the mid-90s, that's when it's like, okay, cool. Like, it's like when Aaron Rodgers came after Brett Favre. Packers fans are looking at Brett Favre like, oh, were you that good? Or is Aaron Rodgers just that good? Do you know what I'm saying? So Joe could easily be in there.
That's so interesting. I never heard of that before. Because the thing is with Joe, like, I feel like he's gotten erased from history. Because I remember, like, before Tom Brady won his 5th, and really before Tom Brady won his 4th, Joe Montana was like unanimously like the greatest quarterback that ever,
of all time.
Of all time, that no one will ever surpass. And then like he just kind of got phased away. And then now people are just like, when I see like top three QBs, it's like they say Brady, they say Rodgers, and then they say Mahomes is like up there. No one knows about Joe Montana or Dan Marino.
It's the new wave fans, and I'm not helping it, to be fair, but Joe Montana goes into the category of Brady for me. He's a top 5 player of all time. Tom Brady, again, number 1 player of all time. Number 1 player, but he's not the number 1 QB. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like some people might not get that, but it's like how I think of like Sir Alex Fergeson is the best football coach of all time, right, but he's not the best football manager of all time. Do you know what I mean? The best football manager of all time is Pep Guardiola.
Really?
But the best coach of all time is Sir Alex Ferguson.
What's the difference?
Trophies, but also Sir Alex Ferguson, he was Manchester United. Like, what he did went further than tactics. And whether Sir Alex Ferguson was playing a 4-4-2, a 4-3-3, a 5-4-1, like, he can play any formation. United are winning the game, and they're winning the Premier League. When you look at Pep Guardiola, you go, Man City won the league because of Pep Guardiola's tactics. But when you look at Sir Alex Ferguson, you don't go, oh, Man United won the league because of Sir Alex Ferguson's tactics. You go, Man United won the league because of Sir Alex Ferguson. Full stop. Do you know what I'm saying? He kind of like leads with that thing. So when I say Tom Brady isn't the best quarterback of all time, but he's the best football player of all time, it's kind of like how Jackson Dart, I don't think Jackson Dart's a good quarterback, but he's an incredible football player. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, there's like a kind of nuance between it. So like, I would put Joe Montana in that category where he's top 5, maybe top 3 footballers of all time. But if I look at quarterbacks and mechanics, and there's going to be old heads who are going to cuss me, but if I look at mechanics and all that type of stuff, I would probably say that A-Rod's, he's a better quarterback just in isolation. Like, if you put them side by side on a practice field, you take away the rings, you take away their legacy, whatever, put them side by side on a practice field, Aaron Rodgers is going to look like the better quarterback than Joe Montana in his prime. He'll look like a better quarterback than Tom Brady in his prime. And then I want to start bringing in Drew Brees.
Interesting.
I don't know. It's tough, man. It's tough.
I remember there was a lot of debates back in the early 2010s, like Drew Brees or Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
But Rodgers used to win the MVPs, and people think that Drew used to just put up empty stats. Like, he would break records and stuff, put a bunch of yards. And well, I will say that because their defenses weren't that good. Like, like 3 straight years. I remember 14, 15, and 2016. Like, he was a Pro Bowl QB. Defenses weren't there.
Well, that's the thing with the Packers. Like, Aaron Rodgers' whole thing with the Packers was always, can you guys dip into free agency and get some stars? Like, why are we drafting stars? Do you know what I mean? Let's get a wide receiver too. Let's get an edge rusher that will do bits.
I feel like they had enough though. Like with Rodgers, like
You think?
Yeah, like look at their receiver core. When they had Jordy Nelson, James Jones, Greg Jennings, and Donald Driver. Like that's like a four top, and Randall Cobb. That's like
Randall Cobb,
receivers that are like could be top 10, top 15. Like in any given year. Like James Jones, like usually a wide receiver 3, had 14 touchdowns, led the league 2012.
Yeah.
And like with Rodgers, it's like at the end of the day, he never really was able to have his best game or like in the playoffs, like after his Super Bowl run. Like I think his best chance of winning a Super Bowl was 2020 maybe, but really also 2014 against the Legion of Boom. Like you're up 19-7, like and he did not play well. He had two interceptions, and
to be fair, that was a monumental bottle job. That loss to the Seahawks, bro. That's another one that crushed me. Yeah, because I was like, Rodgers, please go back to the Super Bowl. It's
funny too, because people forget though he was actually hurt that game, and he had like a calf injury. And it's funny because Ndamukong Suh, like he wasn't the cause of the injury, but he added to the injury. I'll say that.
Oh,
when he stepped on him.
Shout out Ndamukong Suh. We just seen him today. That's crazy. Yeah, no, maybe I need to go back and watch the tape, but I always see that 2010s Packers team as Rodgers and everyone else. Obviously, Jordy Nelson was great. Randall Cobb was great. Eddie Lacy was great before, he left the league for reasons that an athlete should never leave the league. And then obviously they had 4 on defense. I always forget his name. Clay Matthews.
Oh yeah.
Clay Matthews, obviously, and then. No, Ha Clinton Dix was he was like later 2010s.
Yeah, 2014.
Yeah.
Eddie Lacy was also 2013 also.
Oh, 2013. Yeah. Okay.
They had Brian Grant 2010, and yeah, it was like I think that was their number 1 running back.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I guess it's not that bad then. But like I always look at that Packers team. I'm like, if Rodgers played, I think in that era, if Rodgers played on someone like the Broncos, if Rodgers played on someone like. Because Randall Cobb and Jordy Nelson, don't get me wrong, like they were really, really good. But I think he needed like a star. Do you know what I mean? Like,
really?
Bro, I think he needed like an Antonio Brown. I think he needed like a...
talking about like early in his career, like before Devontae Adams, you're saying?
Yeah, before Devontae Adams. Like, he needed like... If I was a Packers GM... let's say, what year did he finally get the start? 2008? 2007, 2008? Where
Rodgers?
Yeah.
He got there 05. And he started...
He was drafted, but he was sitting for like 3 years.
Yeah. His first season was 08.
Okay, cool. Yeah. It's 08. I go, cool, like, who is the best wide receiver that we can either trade for or we can sign in free agency? Because the Packers, as the Green Bay Packers are never going to have... They're never going to be like a top 12 pick. That just doesn't happen in Green Bay.
Yeah. One of the games that broke me, and I wasn't even a Cowboys fan, but it was a 2016 Cowboys divisional game, because you had Zeke, you had Dak going crazy as rookies, and I was like, man, they're so swaggy, dancing and everything, and I legit thought like they could have gone to the Super Bowl, like, and then when Dak ran it in and he had that 2-point conversion, I'm like, oh, let's go, we them boys, we're going. I'm not even a Cowboys fan, we them boys, and then Rodgers just rolls out right, cross-body, flings it.
That is one of like the best throws I've ever seen live, like in my life. And that's the thing, like there's that meme of like the one Packers fan in the Cowboys crowd.
I just saw it the other day.
And he's like, oh, like you gave him too much time. And I even thought the same thing. I was like, because that's what happens today in like the NFL is like your coaches, your offensive coordinator, you need to burn the clock. Unless you got like Trevor Lawrence on the other side, then you need to burn the clock. And like, man, like I hate the Cowboys. Like I don't even know why I hate the Cowboys. Like,
is it their fans?
Huh?
Is it their fans?
Not really. Nah. I think just kind of like growing up like within like NFL Twitter as a teenager, I just learned to hate the Cowboys. Like, what do you mean you're America's team? I'm not even American, but I get offended at that. Do you know what I'm saying? I think the Broncos are America's team. Probably not, but but like like I was like elated, and obviously like I love Rodgers as well. I've got like an affinity to the Green Bay Packers, so seeing like that throw. Man, like that, and that's what kids don't realize today. Like, what Rodgers was doing back then. Like, come on, do you know what I mean? Like, and this is what I say. Like, I think Brady again. I always have to prerequisite it. Brady is the greatest American football player of all time. But is he doing that?
He's not. Yeah, in terms of like just QB talent.
Yeah,
Rodgers is number 1.
And I think a lot of people won't be happy with that argument. And another one, unfortunately, if we're talking about just pure QB talent, Patrick Mahomes is up there, and he's really up there as well. Like, I don't where would Patrick Mahomes be in like your top 10? Would he be in the top 10?
Dang. Okay. Yeah. I gotta go to my top 10. So. Dang. That's actually. I haven't really thought about this now. I think greatest QBs, like, I guess. Can I just say like greatness? I guess you kind of go Brady number 1. I still think Joe Montana. I still say Joe Montana over Rodgers, because I don't just say like just in terms of athletic ability.
Yeah.
I just think in terms of like greatness, getting the job done when it's needed most. I think Joe Montana's number 2.
Yep.
Then I have to go Rodgers 3.
Yeah.
Then I'll go Marino 4. Then 5. That is so interesting.
You're trying to think of someone that's not Mahomes.
Yeah. I like Mahomes, but like, it's hard. It's hard to put him 5. Like, I don't think. I'd probably go Manning, probably 5.
Okay.
But even Manning, I don't know, bro, because he has like the most one and done seasons in NFL history. He had like nine seasons where, he's in the playoffs. They have home field and gets bounced. People don't talk about that because he won the Super Bowl in the last. And even that's another thing. Even his last season was his worst season in his whole history. He had 9 touchdowns, 17
interceptions. Bro, he was stinking it, but bro, like, I watched it. Like, when we brought in Brock Osweiler, every Broncos fan was like, that's valid. No one was like backing for Madden, and it's because his body like just fell apart. Like,
that was it. Yeah.
Like, the neck surgery was coming back to haunt him. He was struggling to like hit like 40-yard, 30-yard dimes. You know what I mean? And like, you could even see it in like his throw mechanics, bro. The way he was throwing that 2015 season, bro. Like,
you know
what I'm saying?
Bad.
Bro, he was trying to get everything out of that arm.
Yeah.
And I get it. And like, Brock Osweiler, to be fair, did hold it down. This is why when people say today, the Broncos are frauds, it's like, you think we're frauds now? Go watch our offense in the 2015 season. Yeah. We were beating the Patriots with CJ Anderson and Brock Osweiler. Yeah. Kids don't even know these names today. Do you know what I'm saying? So like, when people are like, the Broncos are frauds, it's like, bro, we got a better offense than we did in 2015, and our defense is probably as good. Yeah. Don't start saying whatever.
Oh, also, how come the Broncos couldn't get like the QB situation right after Peyton Manning? It was like year after year they would just get the same 6'4" Caucasian white quarterback, and it just wouldn't work.
2 words: John Elway. John Elway. Do you ever have like those coaches where like they were really, really, really good players, so their way of coaching is just like, just do what I did, just be me, and it's like, okay, how do I do that, bro? Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So John Elway would just go into the draft, and he'd pick up like, can I swear?
Yeah.
Paxton Lynch, bro. Paxton Lynch, bro.
I watched him play actually in the XFL.
No way.
He came to my university and I watched him.
No way.
It was so random. And this is in 2023. I just saw him throw a touchdown. I was like, oh, that's Paxton Lynch.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Paxton Lynch, he's another 6'4" Caucasian quarterback.
Bro, he just like, bro, I remember watching his tape at Memphis, trying to like trick myself into thinking he was good. I was like, this dude is average. Painfully average. And like, he was just like prototypical like East Coast quarterback, like the type of guy that the Pittsburgh Steelers would have as a QB2. Do you know what I mean? Just like they'll put him in when the QB1 goes down. We just want to throw a couple outs. Do you know what I mean? Like, maybe you can get the ball downfield, but we just want you throwing slants, bubble screens. That's what you're gonna do. Maybe like get some yards on 3rd down with the legs, but John Elway drafted Paxton Lynch. I don't really know why. Then obviously we had Trevor Siemian come through. We had that quarterback that came from Minnesota, the guy that threw the Case Keenum, bro. I remember we signed Case Keenum. That didn't work.
I remember that year. I thought y'all were gonna get Kirk Cousins. And I remember that didn't happen, and y'all got
Case Keenum.
Yeah, that was rough.
Battle of the mid, bro.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins is a bit above mid, but back then Kirk Cousins wasn't really proven. Yeah. Is he now? I don't know. But yeah, we had Case Keenum. Oh, who else did we have?
Drew Lock.
Oh,
he's in the 2019 year.
Man, Drew Lock. That one game where he did the celebration on the sideline when he was singing
the Yeezy song.
Yeah, right.
Put On.
Yeah. And then like, bro, that had. Bro, Drew Lock walked so Jackson Dart could run, like low key. But yeah, we had him, And then we had Joe Flacco.
Oh yeah,
That didn't work.
That was...
And then we signed Russell Wilson to like a $285 million contract. And I remember the day that we signed Russell Wilson. I ran into my living room, my girl was there. And I was like, you know nothing about American football, but we have just signed one of the most sickest quarterbacks of my generation. I was showing her Seahawks highlights. I was like, let Russ cook. Bro, if I ever saw Russell Wilson in person, I'm being dead ass, bro. If I ever saw Russell Wilson in person, I don't think I'd speak to him. I would, like, if he was like, do you want a signature? I'd be like, no. I don't want a signature. I don't want a picture. I don't want anything from you, bro. Like, do you know what? If Russell Wilson came up to me and he saw me with Broncos top on and he was like, hey man, I'd be like, bro, leave me alone. Like, you've caused me so much pain and stress over these last few years. Awful. And like the fact that Bo Nix has played better than Russell, like, yeah, Russell Wilson was like the last of it. We'll see what happens with Bo. He still needs to win me over, but he shows glimpses. Like, he really shows glimpses. And like, the reason why I'm not as invested into Bo as other Broncos fans, I still believe. Don't get me wrong, but like the reason why I'm still as invested is because I watched this man at Auburn and I watched this man at Oregon. At Auburn,
dang,
he had a lot of good traits, but he never really put it together. And in Oregon, obviously, Dan Lanning, he was like, I can take these traits and I can make him good at Oregon. And he went to Oregon, and he was really good, but in a heavy RPO system that was very like plug and play, that was very like gadgets and, like a lot of motion, a lot of like tight end screens, like, do you know what I mean? Like short yardage, let's suffocate the defense, that type of thing. And then also like, like you had a lot of like QB keeper, what's it? I always forget it. A lot of option, like QB option, do you know what I mean? Like all that type of stuff. So when we drafted him, I was like low key, I was hoping for a bit of like a gunslinger. Like I was looking at like QBs, like obviously I liked Caleb Williams. I really liked Caleb Williams. Like I wanted Michael Penix so bad. I wanted Michael Penix so bad. We're brothers, man. Like we both wear do-rags all the time. Like, do you know what I'm saying? No one's ever seen me and Michael Penix, no one's seen our hair. So it's like, I loved him. Lefty, obviously lefty guy.
Yeah, that's the guy we saw in Germany. Michael Penix? Paul. Yeah, that's the guy we saw, yeah.
Oh,
he had a decent game.
He had a decent game, yeah. He hasn't looked as good as I thought he would.
Yeah.
But obviously, like at Indiana, he was good. It's just like mad injury prone. And then that Washington Huskies season, man, like crazy. But to be fair, I'm just happy that we didn't take JJ McCarthy.
Oh, you don't think he's that good?
Bro, he's ass. JJ McCarthy isn't a good quarterback. I don't know why people are tricking him. Like, what does JJ McCarthy do well?
I mean, he's got a different persona, number 9. Like
What's one thing he does good? What's one thing that JJ McCarthy's good at?
I mean, he was pretty clutch that week 1, I'll say.
Yeah, but what's he good at?
Yeah, that's true, bro. We just beat him too, like literally last week.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you know what I mean? Like, he's probably a lovely guy, but like, I watched JJ McCarthy at Michigan, and I was like, oh, this is Blake Corum in the offensive line. This isn't JJ McCarthy's doing. This is Jim. I always forget.
Jim Harbaugh.
This is Jim Harbaugh, like just having like a very good offensive scheme and a great defense. Do you know what I mean? If you look at the 2023 national championship game,
yeah,
there's 2 quarterbacks playing in that game. But like you could tell which one is better, and it's Michael Penix Jr. Like he was throwing dimes. JJ McCarthy still had a very good game, but he did what he needed to do. He didn't elevate the offense. Michael Penix Jr., Rome Odunze, bro, these guys were like, do you know what I mean, up there. JJ McCarthy, I think he's undersized. He's got heart, he's got grit, but like I don't see anything special with JJ.
Man, I wish we could keep going, but we're gonna save this for part 2.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, I wish we could keep going, but gotta wrap it up. So my square she, Shakanaka.
There you go.
That's it, man. Iwe.
Yo, I need some brain like Bay, let me see how you thinking. Me, I was sat there broke like you, seeing the clock just ticking. I'm kinda bitch, I be on